This is episode 996, and we are here live in Southwest Florida at the Naples Pier. Surprise! We came somewhere new today. I've been wanting to bring you to the Naples Pier for a very long time, and finally fit it into my schedule to drive down here early this morning. And after we talk about a few things, we're even going to go walk up there because I'd really love for you to see what it looks like from the top of the pier. Honestly, when we get out there, chances are we'll find better wildlife than we do being on the shoreline. So fingers crossed we can see maybe a sea turtle or a dolphin or something when we get out there. There'll be fishermen too, probably. I don't know, we'll see. It's chilly here today. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Hi Lisa, Donna, Thea, Joe, Judy. Good morning, Grace. Welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hi Eve, Carrie. Good morning. Welcome back to the Kristin Omdahl show. This is episode 996 and we're here live in Southwest Florida at the beach. Today we're at the Naples Pier. Surprise! I've been wanting to bring you here for a very long time, and I finally took the time to leave early and come down here. Hi Marcia. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. I also brought my Aurora Cardi wrap this morning because I wanted to show you that that amazing scarf tying trick that I showed you yesterday can also be done on a Cardi wrap. So it does not matter if a Cardi wrap has sleeves, armhole openings. You can still do this scarf tying technique with it. Isn't that amazing? So I'm going to take my jacket off so you can see better. All right, so I've got the Aurora Cardi wrap with me this morning, which is an amazing project done in Be So Vivid yarn. It has modular construction and log cabin squares, so you can really emphasize the beautiful self-striping color changes of Be So Vivid yarn. It's really fun. This would be pretty in a solid color too, of course, but it's just a fun way to watch the color changes. And obviously there's big armholes, right? So that we can turn it into a vest, which is super fun and has its own styling elements when you do something to Cardi wrap. You can tie it, pin it, leave it down, whatever. But what I wanted to show you is that for this particular scarf tying technique, it does not matter that there's holes in there, which means you have even more options when making a piece like this. So if you take it, find your center point, wrap it around your neck from front to back to front. Honestly, you could stop there and already it looks like a scarf without the armhole openings, right? So this alone, wonderful. But let's take it a step further. Pull that loop down a little bit and give us a little bit of room here, and we're going to twist it, being mindful of the fact that one side's on the bottom and one side's on the top. The tail closest to the one on the bottom is going to come up through the bottom, and then the one that's closest to the side on top is going to go down through the top. And there you go. You have a beautiful interwoven scarf, and seriously, would you ever guess that this is a Cardi wrap with armhole openings? You'd never know, right? We can do it a second time if you want. Does anybody want to see that a second time? I'm happy to show it again. I even have more goodies to show you this morning too. We're going to do a couple of things down here and then we're going to go for a walk up on the pier. How does that sound? Isn't that amazing? So like, it's obvious that on a rectangular shawl or a rectangular scarf, this is a no-brainer. You could absolutely do this. But now to be able to show you that you can do it with something with armhole openings, it opens up not only the value of what you've already made. You can do this with anything rectangular, even if it has armhole openings in it. That's just amazing. And it certainly doesn't hurt that it has that chain fringe on the bottom that looks so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so let's try it again. So let's wear it in its regular way first. So it is a Cardi wrap with armholes. So you've got the back, you've got the front, you can wear it all the different, we've talked about how to style Cardi wrap so many times. So you've got all of those options, but wait, there's more. We can do all of our scarf tying tricks too. So here we have the piece folded in half with that midpoint ready to wrap around your neck. So we're going to wrap from front to back to front. Pull that loop down a little bit. Honestly, this is fine in itself. You still don't know that this is a cardi wrap. This is beautiful too, but if you want a little bit more, take your loop and twist it. And be mindful of the fact we have a side on the bottom and a side on the top. The side on the bottom, you're gonna pull up through the bottom, and the side on the top, you're gonna push down through the top. Okay, and there we have our interwoven scarf. And you would never ever know that this was a cardi wrap with armhole openings. Where are the holes? Don't know. Isn't that great? Okay. So picking up where, well, I guess I could have left it on. It is kind of chilly down here still, at least for someone like me. So I'm gonna put it back on. So I guess we'll tie it one more time. Yes, it's fiber magic, exactly. When you can transform any garment or accessory into a completely different garment or accessory, I do believe that that could be considered fiber magic. That is a great definition, thank you, or a great description, thank you. All right, so now I've shown you how to transform your project into something else. How about showing you how to transform your pattern into something else? So I talked to you the other day about how the Georgina cape has a bunch of elements to it, right? So if you wanted to strip this down, it is 2 half-circle shawls. One's a lot smaller than the other. The front is smaller than the back, and that's what gives us that 3/4 wrapping to give us the armhole openings. And it has a cowl, so you could use this to do a cowl. You could use it to make the capelet or poncho if you sewed up the entire length of these sides, or you could just make one piece of the back alone and make it a shawl. And so what I wanted to show you is what that looks like. So here is the back piece made in Be So Luxe yarn, which is a much thinner yarn. So I used more rows and repeated the pattern more times, and I did it in 6 colors of Be So Luxe yarn. And what an amazing value add to the pattern. So if I wanted to, I could make a standalone cowl. If I wanted to, I could make a standalone shawl. Or if I wanted to, I could combine it all together and make this beautiful capelet. So it really shows you that when you're open-minded to looking at a pattern and seeing what all you're getting there, you are not only getting the pattern that will make exactly the photo that's shown, but obviously you can change the color and change things that way, but there are components in each pattern in a situation like that. If the neck area was wider, it could be turned into a dress. Well, the pieces are, you could adjust the neck hole opening because they're separate pieces that are sewn together. So that's, of course you could. You could do anything you want to do when you're adjusting the amount of space you want between your sewn lines. Does that make sense? This is 2 pieces of, do I have dress patterns? Yes, I do have dress patterns. Thanks, Grace. So, but look at that. So just by separating them, so it's 2 separate pieces that you sew together to create the neck hole opening. So if you want it bigger or smaller, you adjust that width, okay? You adjust it. Do it how you want. And when you read the pattern, you will see that it's completely adjustable. It's not a neck hole opening that I determine. It's an opening that you determine by where you place your sewn seams. And if you want, you could just make it into a shawl as well. I just think this is so interesting to see how you can take something that looks one way and turn it into something that looks completely different. Amazing, right? All right, does anybody have any questions about that? So this is a much thinner yarn, so obviously I used a thinner hook. I used a Be So Luxe yarn #2 sport weight yarn and a G6 crochet hook to use the same pattern as the back of the Georgina Cape poncho pattern with cowl that's done with a much thicker hook, and I believe it's 6mm. I could be wrong, you'll have to check. And Be So Vivid yarn, which is a number 4 worsted weight. Yes, this is Be So Luxe yarn in 6 different colors, and I used the Georgina pattern and just continued on pattern to make a few more increase rows to get it the size that I wanted. And this is 1 ball each of the 6 colors. Well, sure, you could turn this into a dress. You would make the bottoms as a skirt, separate, make the opening wide enough for your waist, and then instead of the cowl, instead of this being a cowl, it could be the tube for the top. Absolutely. That could definitely be a dress, and then you could put spaghetti straps on it. But you would just want to make it, you would sew those sides accordingly, and then make this round part according to the size that you needed. So absolutely you could do that. It's the same shapes, it's just a different size. So absolutely you could turn that into a summer dress. Absolutely. All right, any other questions? That's a great point. And yes, once you see that the shape is the same as something you want to make and it's just about size, you change your gauge or you change your multiple of the pattern, and yes, you could turn that cape into a dress. Absolutely. Great perspective and thing to point out. Thanks, Kiranjit. Does anybody have any other questions? My braids are not holding up very well with all this scarf tying. They weren't very tight this morning, I guess. I feel like this one's falling. Oh well, it'll be okay. All right, I want to wait and see if there's any more questions, and then we'll move on to something else. So color changes are random in a row. I don't know what you're talking about, Karen. Are you talking about Be So Vivid yarn, the self-striping yarn? It is a yarn that changes color, so it changes color in a long self-stripe, so it depends on the length of your row. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. It was this one is 1 ball each of the 6 colors. I chose 6 colors and did 1 ball each. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 colors. 1 ball each of 6 colors. Great questions, everybody. Does anybody have any other questions? As soon as we're done with the Q&A part, let's go for a walk up on the pier. Does that sound fun? I think I'll leave Dolly down here. I brought Dolly with me this morning, and I think I'll leave Dolly down here with my bag and my towel and stuff. I'll just grab my keys and my purse, because I think that if I drag Dolly or roll Dolly on the wood, it'll make more noise than's necessary. Yes, of course, you could do anything. That shawl could absolutely be done in Be So Baby yarn as well. Absolutely, it could be done in any yarn. It's top down. Anything that's top down, you can use any yarn and any appropriate size crochet hook and work top down. And the number of rows that you would do would be determined by the size you're looking to make, and you know how thick your yarn is and how big your crochet hook is, your gauge, all that. But anything that's top down can be done in any yarn. Okay? And if we're, you guys ready to go for a walk on the pier? This pier has such special significance to me. When Marlon was little and we first moved to Florida, when Marlon was 5, and that's when I started teaching him how to fish in Michigan, I guess when he was around 3 or 4. But when we came to Florida, Naples Pier is where we were really, really inspired, or I was really inspired to teach him how to fish. You know, we didn't have a boat, didn't know anybody with a boat really. Not any, you know what, you make do with what you have. We didn't have a boat, we didn't have the funds for a boat, but we did have a pier. So hold on, let me get myself situated here. Grab my purse and my shoes. And I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see why I don't want to bring Dolly as well. The closest way to get up the pier is by these stairs. And so I thought it would make more sense to leave Dolly. Bye, Dolly. Well, let's see. Let's at least close up the tripod. You don't want to make it super easy to steal. I mean, anything could be stolen, of course, but if I just close it up like that, it'll be easier. Okay, let's go up to the pier. So anyway, I have so many memories of bringing Marlin here to the pier on the weekend. This is where we came up with the name Shark Hunter because we had to, because his tackle box that we used to bring to the pier looked like everybody else's tackle box because it was just the tackle box from Bass Pro Shop. And I knew it wasn't safe to put his name on, you know, for kidnapping and stuff like that and safety. So I thought, well, we got to come up with a name. And he was such a fan of Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin was still on TV at that time. And he was so into everything predator, everything nature, all animals. And so I thought, well, he loves to fish for shark. We're going to call him Shark Hunter, and, you know, as a riff off of Crocodile Hunter. And so right along this pier, I could almost see it. His little tackle box with me writing in Sharpie letters, Shark Hunter on it. And we would come down here and we would fish off this pier every weekend when he was little. Look at this though, you could sit in any of these benches. We would pick a bench and sometimes I'd sit, sometimes I'd help. Well, in the beginning I did most of the work, right? But as he got older, I did less of the work. Hopefully we'll see some dolphin, and if we do, there's a beautiful sailboat out to the left of the pier. Can you see it out there? Oh, we've caught tons of things here. We've caught hundreds of fish. We've even caught shark here before. We've caught all sorts of things, and we've seen so many dolphins. We've seen sea turtles, manatees, stingrays, sharks. We've seen so many amazing things here. So these two buildings here, one of them used to be a restaurant. I don't recall what the other one was. Maybe it was a ranger station. Doesn't look like it's open right now. And they used to sell kind of concession food like you'd get at, yes, when we used to fish, if we caught fish that was edible, we did take it home and I cooked it. Otherwise, we would release them. Show you the water down there. It's pretty deep. We've seen an 800-pound Goliath grouper here underneath the pylons there, underneath the buildings. So there used to be, so the concession area in here, they used to have these hot dog shaped cheeseburgers. So they were cheeseburgers shaped like hot dogs, and they would put them in buns. And Marlin would get so excited about eating his cheeseburger hot dog. So we'd have to do that. Here's it looks like their menu's gotten much bigger. It wasn't this big before. There weren't salads here before. I don't remember that. I don't remember pretzels with cheese either, because I would have definitely ordered that. Anyway, so all that stuff. And then over here, there's a couple of picnic tables. Oh, that's a new sign. No fishing on Sundays from January to May. Okay. And this is the cleaning station where you can clean your gear, clean your fish, whatever. There's a little walkway over there too. We can go over there later. I'd like to go all the way to the end with you though. There's another cleaning station. My favorite part is to go all the way out to the end. This beautiful, beautiful view. So if you look straight north, That's where we normally are. We're up past all those buildings in North Naples. We're now in we're now in what we call Old Naples. And to the south here, further south of here would be Marco Island, but I don't see it from this angle. I can see a few more boats out here now. Gosh, I have so many. This is flooding me back with memories of Marlon being little. I can't wait to tell him I came here today. I gotta bring him here. I gotta drag him down here one day soon. Just for the walk down memory lane. If I bribe him with food, I'll bribe him with one of his cheeseburger hot dogs. We lost a $20 bill down here one time too. He wanted food and I was busy working on his fishing pole, and I gave him a $20 bill to go buy his cheeseburger hot dog, and it was windy, and it slipped out of his fingers, and it flew down into the water. It wasn't funny at the time, but we've laughed about it for a long time since. Oh, this net here is kind of sad, and this net is actually one of the reasons why we stopped fishing down here. So when it's very active fishing down here, the pelicans often come in and try to steal the fish off your hooks. And so this net is left here by the rangers so that you can help save the pelicans and de-hook them. And I think there was like 1 or 2 times that we saw some really graphic experiences with people trying to save pelicans that were scared and fighting and resisting being helped. And I think that's when we stopped fishing. I think that it was just a little too gruesome, and you couldn't stop the pelicans from wanting the fish. That it just, I don't know, it broke our hearts. Good morning.
Peregrine's up on top.
Oh, okay,
Peregrine
thank you.
Falcon. Yep.
Oh, thank you. What kind?
Peregrine Falcon. That's
Peregrine.
240 miles an hour on an attack dive.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a visitor. They visit down here. So December, January, February, March, and then they'll go back up north somewhere.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing with me.
All right, guys.
Did you guys hear that? So he was the ranger on duty this morning. I'll stand still so we can get a good view of him. So a Peregrine Falcon, 240 miles an hour on his dive to go after fish. That is amazing. I'm going to try to just get closer so that there's not so much shake in the camera. And then we'll zoom in when we get closer again, too. I think I already. Oh,
All done, dude?
look at the stripes on his feathers. Wow, he's amazing. And I'm so grateful that he shared that with us. I know there's other people with cameras here, too. So the guy in the green shirt there, he's the ranger. He's the guy that just shared that information with me. Oh, I love nice people.
Napping this morning kind of late, my dear.
Wow.
Hey, today I got the light long and run. Yesterday I had the heavy long and run.
You can see the fluffy down texture in between his feathers too. Can you see that? That is amazing. No, and look at all the people here. Like, I was afraid of walking up there, so I'm gonna keep walking. Let's go all the way to the top. Oh, we can get a little closer.
They all come every day of the week. Well,
These guys come all
Look at that.
And she's a dumbass.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay, so now we're up at the top here. Oh, here's another photographer. Oh. All right. I don't want to get in the way of anybody's photos. But I do want to take you to the end. Okay, so it's down here at the end that anytime we stayed past sunset, even if we didn't fish for them, there were guys that would come down here late at night and literally bring out buckets of chum and like big hunks of fish to catch shark. And the biggest shark we ever saw caught here was a 9-foot lemon shark. But I've heard some massive stories. We've heard some massive stories about sharks along here. The most shark we ever caught here one time, I think, was 12 shark in a day. And they were all like under 3 feet, but it was such an incredible experience, especially for a little shark hunter. Can you even imagine? Look how far out we are. So if you want, we can walk back together too. Tell you what, in the middle of summer, this little shade here is such a saver. All right, let's see what the hawk is doing before we leave. All right, let's see what he's doing. Oh, he's still there.
My doctor, who's a personal friend of mine, I mean, I thought he was all the kids had to die.
Can you see his claws? They're yellow.
How do you think I feel?
Where are you going, sweetheart?
We always hit the whole like 25 acres. Always one of the fish getting bigger.
For a second there, I thought he was going to make a move. Yeah, the lake might. Yeah, really? I'm sort of hoping for it, actually.
Close to Toronto.
I've seen him hit one on the beach.
You saw him hit the one midair.
Yeah, they come up.
Oh, did you get to see it?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, how cool. All right. So beautiful. Honestly, if you guys would like to walk back through the neighborhood towards where I parked my car, there are some of my favorite trees are here in Old Naples too. They have the most beautiful banyan trees and really old trees down here. So if you want, we can just run down to the beach, grab my dolly, and then walk a little bit in the neighborhood to get back to the car, because the neighborhood down here takes my breath away too. They have, if you ever get to Naples, one of my favorite parts of nature here is actually in this super wealthy neighborhood called Old Naples. It's the trees. It's not the houses. I don't care about big houses, but I do care about big old nature. And they have, it's just incredible. So when we get through the pier, we'll just do a quick 360 tour here. Isn't this amazing? We need to come here more often. Maybe we'll do one of our sunset shows down here. That'd be nice too. The only problem with the pier, and one of the reasons I don't come here too often, is because of the traffic and how hard it is to find parking. Like, it was 50 degrees this morning and it was in the 8 o'clock hour. I knew parking wasn't going to be an issue, but sunset is amazing at the pier, yes. And I haven't come here for sunset, oh gosh, probably years, 10 years maybe. All right, need to put it on the to-do list. I know you all would enjoy it too.
That's not something I get paid to do.
Oh, I can't wait to tell Marlon about his cheeseburger hot dogs today. Oh, can you see Dolly? Can you see to the right of the pier in the sand? Can you see where Dolly is next to the volleyball net? We didn't see any fish today, did we? So on a clear day, you can see fish in the water, but it doesn't look that clear in there today. You know, the sand might still be churned up in the water from when we had all those storms this week. It takes a little while for all the sand to settle back down. And when it does, you'd be amazed at how much how many big fish are out there. It's quite a deterrent for someone like me to want to go swimming when you see what's actually in the water. But you know, they're not aggressive, and they're not going after you. Even most of the sharks are not aggressive, to be honest with you. It's just all in your head. My head for sure. So for those of you that are interested, if you come here straight and you don't go to the beach first, there are no stairs. You can actually take this walkway all the way to the road and not have to worry about stairs. So if you're bringing a cart or you have strollers or wheelchairs or anything, the walking up those stairs that I walked up to get up here are absolutely not necessary. They are only access from the beach. So if you were to go straight here, you don't need to walk up and down stairs at all. And there are bathrooms in these buildings up here as well. But in order for me to go get Dolly, I'm gonna take that second walkway over there. But as you can see from here, you don't need the stairs. You could go straight if you wanted to. But I'm just gonna run down there to grab Dolly, and then we can walk into the neighborhood so I can show you some of the amazing trees. Here's another view of the pier. And there's oh, and everything's intact. I had a feeling it would be. I didn't think I needed to worry about leaving Dolly, my stuff down here. Okay. All right, so let's go see what kind of trees we can find. Anything that I recognize, I will let you know. I believe this is sea grape up here, which is cool. If it is, you will actually see grapes on them certain times a year. Pretty sure some fig trees along our way. Fig leaves are one of my favorites. So these buildings here have bathrooms, so which is nice. Who likes to go anywhere without facilities, right? I think there's a drinking fountain up there as well. Here's some information about sea turtles if you want to screenshot that and read it later. Let's see, check out the other signs too. Oh, I've never had sea grapes before. That's cool. I didn't know they were edible. All right, here's another sign. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Isn't this cute? Beautiful. All of us crafty people can appreciate the handwork there, right? All right, so yeah, I didn't know sea grapes were edible either. All right, hopefully I can find some amazing trees here quickly. If not, I guess we'll have to do another walkabout another day. I think there's some cool ones up here. There's a cool tree. Look at all those branches coming out of the fence. Do you see that? So, for those of you that are familiar with downtown Naples, like 5th Avenue, where there are shops and restaurants, and 3rd Avenue, where there are more shops and restaurants, we are really close to that area. And this is an area called Old Naples. And they spell it O-L-D-E. The old way of saying old. Love all those trees coming out of the fence. That's just gorgeous. Oh, look at there's flowers in the window boxes on the 2nd floor in that house. That is so cute. Oh, look at their little gate at the front. Look, their gate has those matching wreaths on it too. How special. Oh, is that cute? So much cute. Oh, look at that Do you see that gazebo up here with bougainvillea on the top? All right, we're turning left. All right, I think there's a tree with the big massive roots down there. We'll go over there too. All right, so we'll look at those two trees and then we'll call it a day. We'll look at this gazebo and that tree. So yeah, look at that. Not a gazebo, what do you call that? Pergola. And then this is the parking area where I parked my car today. So I don't have that far to walk. It wasn't too bad. Oh, I love those palms too. Oh, look at, I don't even know what that is. Are those aren't dates. Does anybody know what kind of palm that is and what kind of fruit that is? I don't even know. Anybody that knows, please share. There's some more trees. Okay. This is amazing. Just amazing. So beautiful. All right, but we're gonna go the other way here and go find that tree, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, I think we need to walk through this neighborhood one day. What do you think about that? Or maybe I just somehow get my bike down here and cover more ground. See, look at this tree coming up here. I think this could be a banyan tree. Not 100% sure. But I think the banyan trees usually have the vertical root systems coming down from the tree. This one has some of it. Yeah, neighborhood walk would be great. Okay, so let's look at the scale of this tree, okay? Can you see how big it is? I believe I can still walk under this first angle here. So if that first angle is 6 feet, does that give you an idea of how massive this tree is? And look at, okay, Palm Cottage. Oh, we've got another, this is part of the Naples Historical Society. Palm Cottage, built in 1885, listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. Palm Cottage is the oldest house in Naples. Join us for a tour and learn about Naples history and the role of Palm Cottage in the cultural landscape of Old Naples. Yeah, we need to do that. Saturdays from 1 to 4. Okay, so we need to put that on the list of things to do. Oh, yeah, this is very expensive in here because it's so close to the water, but it is by far the most beautiful part of Naples in my opinion. I even like these. What is this? Look at those beautiful red flowers here. I don't even know what that is, but I want you to see the texture on these branches. Look at this. That one's even hollow. No snakes, please. Don't need to drop my phone and act like a cuckoo. There's another one down there. Can you see it? There's another one. Now I'll back up again. So again, that first angle here is well over 6 feet because I don't have to bend down to walk under it at all. There's plenty of room for me. I'm 5'9". It's over 6 feet. So if that gives you an idea, that's 6 feet. And then let's back up. Look at the size of this tree. Okay, I'm still walking and still can't get the whole tree in the camera. Anyway, I think you get my point. Hopefully I don't back up into the street. Have to keep watching myself from behind. Whoopsie. I tripped. Okay, well, you get the idea. All right, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the Naples Pier, my demo, chatting with me and everyone else, my trip down memory lane about Marlin being the shark hunter, the special falcon that we got to see, the special trees we got to see, chatting with me and everyone else. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. Bye-bye.